salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east. All across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State. Oh, Texas got it all, y'all.
Well, howdy, neighbors. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller, and welcome to another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters right here on RFD TV. Now, today, we're talking about something that runs deep in Texas soil, cotton ginning. Here in Texas, cotton isn't just a crop, it's a way of life. Texas has been leading the nation in cotton production for years, and it's responsible for nearly 40% of all the cotton grown in the United States. Now, cotton's journey doesn't end when it's picked. That's where the magic of ginning comes in. During the ginning process, raw cotton is transformed into something we can use. The fiber is separated from the seeds and packed into bales, ready to be shipped to manufacturers and textile mills all over the globe. Texas is proud to be America's top cotton exporter, setting the standard with every bale we produce. Last year alone, Texas turned out over $1 billion worth of cotton, supporting more than 40,000 jobs in rural communities just across our state. Without ginning, we wouldn't have the essentials. And we count on these essentials every day, from the clothes on your back to the sheets on your bed. Think about that next time you try to put on a pair of blue jeans. Nowadays, cotton ginning is a high-tech operation too. These machines are fast, they're efficient, but even with all that technology, it's still the hard-working farmers, gin operators, and folks working the land who keep this industry going. Now, running like clockwork, when it comes to cotton ginning, Texas does it better than anyone else, and that's a fact. So now let's join Tammy Arnder as she takes a closer look at the largest cotton gin around, the people who make it happen, and why this process is so vital to the future of Texas agriculture. Cotton ginning, just another way Texas agriculture matters.
At first glance, you may think it's snowing in Spearman, Texas, but it's not. That swirling white stuff is cotton. For nearly 8 weeks in the fall, it's a constant air normality around the Adobe Walls cotton gin.
If we're running full blast, it's about 240 truckloads of material a day to keep it running. Now, they don't all come in and go out that day, but it takes about 150 truckloads of raw cotton. We make about 38 loads of cotton seed, about 18, 20 loads of burrs, and then 32 loads of cotton itself going out. So it's a busy place for 6 to 8 weeks.
Gerald Key is the manager at this facility, labeled the largest cotton gin in the United States.
It's the largest in the country, but really that's kind of, it's because we've got 2 gin plants in the same building. But we started out with a 4-stand gin stand, a gin plant, just a normal gin, a big gin, but normal state-of-the-art gin in '06. And as about 15, we started seeing a lot more acres, and we were running in March and April, and we just needed to get the cotton out sooner. So we built basically a gin and a half in addition to the gin. So it's a 6-stand with 2 presses, and it's capable of ginning on average 1,000 bales a shift or 2,000 bales a day.
During peak season, there's acre upon acre of round and standard bales, all waiting for their turn to be processed.
Each module has its individual number, and we start with number 1. And we do our best to gin them in order from 1 to, if we did 100,000 bales, we'll be close to 10,000 in numbers. And they just go in order best we can. Sometimes the field isn't finished. We try to gin the whole field at the same time.
There's almost a need for a traffic light as the trucks come bustling into the gin's entry point, and there the process begins. There are several separating and cleaning stages the cotton must go through, and this state-of-the-art machinery is responsible for getting the fiber separated from the burrs, the leaves, and cottonseed.
First thing we do is remove the burrs. That's the first part of the process. Then the next part of the process is separate, and some cleaning goes in there, but mostly it's just pulling out the sticks and the burrs and bowls that didn't open. That comes out first. The cotton and the seed will go through a gin stand, which is a great big souped up version of what Eli Whitney invented. The cleanings from the fiber we call motes, which are just real short, immature fibers with some seed fragments. That goes to a mote processor. Most of that fiber is used for cotton balls and Q-tips and just stuff that isn't grade dependent. The fiber, of course, goes to the cotton warehouse waiting for a buyer. And then from there, it'll go whichever direction the buyer wants it to go. The burrs go in the back. They get picked up, ground up, and turned into cattle feed. The cottonseed, 90% of the cottonseed goes to dairies.
The 2024 season had its challenges, from drought in the summer to excessive rains as harvest began. So there was no need to run both gins under the roof last season. But Key believes there will always be a need for this gin.
Future is we've got to have options, and we've always thought cotton's not the cure-all, end-all in this part of the world, but it is a good tool in the toolbox.
I'm Tammy Arender for Texas Agriculture Matters.
Well, howdy, neighbors. Today it's my pleasure to have Kelly Green joining us. Now, Kelly is Executive Vice President of the Texas Cotton Ginners Association. Kelly, thanks for being with us today. Oh, it is a good morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Texas, South and West Texas. Went to A&M, got an ag engineering degree. Worked in the cotton industry my whole career. My wife Lynn and
Really?
I, we live in Georgetown. We've got 6 grown kids that we're very, very proud of.
All wearing cotton, I bet, too.
Best I can get them to.
So tell us a little bit about the Cotton Ginners Association, kind of its purpose and how all that works.
Well, we represent all the cotton gins in Texas, actually Kansas and New Mexico as well.
Really? Yeah.
We're a little different in that our focus is regulatory. So if they want to build a new facility, we work them through how to build it to make sure it fits all the rules. We get into labor law, trucking, environmental. We actually helped put together a lot of the rules in the electric utilities. When they were deregulating the electric utilities, we were pretty heavily involved in that. So we stay on that side of the fence.
Texas is obviously a major player in cotton production, have been for years. What is the economic impact of cotton to our state?
Well, our 10-year average is about 6 million bales, which there's about 120 million bales in the world. So we're a decent percentage of the world's crop. We'll be about a third of America's crop. And you know, the impact, I want to say it's in the kind of $5 billion range.
$5 billion. So for our listeners that don't know what a bale is, how big is a bale of cotton? Just tell them.
A bale of cotton is 500 pounds.
500-pound
yes.
bale. You're not just going to sling that over the back of your shoulder and walk to the truck and put it on there.
That's right.
Okay. What's the relationship between the cotton ginners and the cotton farmers? There's got to be.
It's a tight relationship because cotton is not marketable until it's been ginned. So when it comes out of the field, it's in a form that really has no value. So we take the seeds out and the trash out, and then we give them back their lint. And so now it's a marketable product that can go anywhere in the world. The flip side to that is there's nothing else that a cotton gin can do other than gin cotton. Grain elevators could store corn or Milo or whatever, but
peanuts, whatever.
we are. That's all we can do is gin cotton.
So the main product is the cotton, right? That goes to the textile mills. But there's also byproducts. Kind of tell us about what that is and where all that goes and what all is
Sure.
generated that's not cotton.
So we unlike a lot of different commodities, when we gin the cotton, the farmer retains the title to his lint. So he keeps that. We bale it and put it in the warehouse, and it's his. That's only about a third of the material that we brought in. The other 2/3, most of that is seed. So we have cotton seed, and we keep that. That's part of what we get. That's kind of how we get paid for our work. Most of the cotton seed, it once went into the oil mills. They would crush it for seed, like Crisco, for example. Crisco was it stands for crystallized refined something cottonseed oil. It was
Really?
in World War II.
I'll be
They
darned.
developed Crisco as a way to get around all the animal fats. They were saving those for military use.
Okay.
So went into that. Nowadays, though, most of it goes straight into the dairies. The dairy market really likes whole cottonseed.
Well, and of course, a lot of our cotton is in the high plains, West Texas, and that's where the
Exactly.
dairies have migrated to. So that makes perfect sense. Hey, folks, we got to take a break, but we'll be right back with more from Kelly Green right here on Texas Agriculture Matters. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to Texas Agriculture Matters. I'm your host, Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Now, let's continue to talk cotton with Kelly Green. Kelly, I know it's not all a picnic in a bed of roses in the cotton ginning business. So what are some of the obstacles, some of the hardships that ginners face?
Oh, it's an easy answer these days. Drought. We have had 3 really rough years. Our 10-year average is 6 million bales. 2 years ago and last year we didn't make 6 million bales combined in the 2 years combined. And then this year we're looking down the barrel of a 4 million bale crop. So the volume is extremely problematic for us right now. And we have protections for the producers in the form of insurance products that they can get. The cotton gins really don't have anything like that. And that's something that we've been looking at, trying to figure out. How can we protect our infrastructure during these really bad years?
So there's no floor for y'all. I mean, either you make it or you don't.
You either make it or you don't. That's exactly right.
One of the stories I know, like you said, we had a terrible crop, and I know this one county had like 3 gins in it, and they just got together and said, we're just going to open one.
Right.
We barely got enough to open one gin. So I don't know who. I guess they shared in that or something, but that's a lot of people that don't have jobs that time of year too. I guess
exactly
so.
Right. One of my buddies said, "We're going to flip a coin and the loser has to run."
So, all right, we've talked about the downside of it. Let's talk about the highlights. What's enjoyable about ginning cotton? What's the what makes it worthwhile?
That is an easy answer. It's the people. Like most of agriculture, the jobs can be tough, but you're working with some of the best people in the universe. They're just like, it's like a big family. I mean, I've got some of my members I've known 4 generations of them, and it's just a great family to be in.
Some of my earliest recollection of cotton gin, before I ever started school, I'd go with my dad, and he'd take a pickup load of pecans out west, and he could see the dust from each gin. He'd go gin to gin and sell pecans, and he started out selling them by the pound, and he figured this ain't gonna work because they'll only buy 5 pounds. So he said, you got to buy a whole sack. So he'd sell a whole tow sack full. And of course, the guys that sat around at the gin,
right, playing dominoes and
cracking and eating pecans. So I got to meet a lot of those old farmers, and it was pretty neat experience. Looking ahead, let's look down through the windshield. We talked about what's in the rearview mirror. Let's look what's ahead for cotton and the cotton market, cotton ginning. What's the future hold? What's your prediction?
Well, on the ginning side, it's like everything else. The new gins are bigger, they're more automated, they're computerized. Think about grocery stores. The HEB today is a much different facility than the old grocery stores when we were kids, and the gins are the same way. We're automating them. We're building them larger and making them more efficient, and we just got to do more with less funds.
That's a constant challenge in agriculture. We got to produce more with less.
That's
always,
exactly
always.
right.
So, last question: why do you think Texas agriculture matters?
Oh gosh, I mean, we're what holds all these small towns together. If you think about it, the cities occupy a very small piece of the land, and the vast majority of the land is agriculture. We provide that glue that holds all those small communities together, I think. And we're providing something that's absolutely, computers are great, they're necessary, but food and clothing, absolutely necessary every day.
Well, Kelly, thank you for being with us and enlightening us a little bit about the cotton ginning world. And,
this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Hey, folks, let's go take a look at another one of our great Go Texan partners. For over 20 years, the Texas Department of Agriculture's Go Texan program has helped promote products made right here in the Lone Star State. From boots to salsa, Go Texan members make the best stuff on earth. Now, friends, let's take a look at one of these fine Texas businesses and why they are Go Texan proud.
Go Texan every day.
We bought this ranch in 2008, and it had about 12 bison on it. Some red deer, a few elk, some fallow deer, and we decided to have the high game ranch to kind of grow with our family. During COVID, we had about a little over 100 animals, and the price of bison on the hoof was really low. So my husband and I decided we're going to get into the meat business and see if we can get a little more for that to kind of trim the herd down for management purposes and see what we could do from there. So that's how it all started. Hi, my name is Jen Lockridge, and I am with 3 Bar Bison. We are here at 3 Bar Ranch, and we have been with Go Texan for about a year now. We had 1 bull and 11 cows, and we decided, let's see how this goes. The first year we had about 2 babies. The next year we had 6 babies. Then we had 12 babies. And then we decided it's time to start looking into what we need to do. Since about 2021, we got our USDA, and we take our bison straight from here down the road to Cross Plains, which is only about 5-10 mile drive, and then they are processed out there. Believe it or not, as big as a bison is, you don't get as many of the steak cuts. A lot of it is made into ground or then turned into sausage. But they do have a brisket, they do have round steaks, they have amazing ribeyes, filet, tenderloin. We get fajita meat, we get stew meat, we get a roast, we get chuck roast. Just about anything that you can think of that is on a cow, you can get from a bison. Our bison are very humanely raised. They move pastures every 30 days. They are happy and healthy. They get to roam, they get to do their own thing. We know when a calf is born, who was its mother, who was its father. When you order meat from us, we can tell you which bison that came from and how old it was and where it came from, because everything we do is local. When you buy our stuff from 3barbison.com, you have the opportunity to know exactly what kind of cuts that you get. You have the opportunity to know where they're coming from. And that, to me, as a consumer, is really important. So I was looking online, and I kept seeing this Go Texan. And I was like, what is Go Texan? We go to the state fair every year. We live in Dallas. And Go Texan has this giant pavilion where they sell all these products that is always fun to go in. And we decided, what does Go Texan mean? And we looked on the website, and we're like, our product is made in Texas, it's grown in Texas, it's processed in Texas, and it's sold in Texas. So let's see if we can partner with Go Texan and see what that partnership takes us. They took it upon themselves to go to our website and make a reel and promote us right when we became a partner with them. And we shared it on our social media, and we shared it on our website, and they just did it, and it was just amazing. We're really excited to have that and show that, you know, we are Texas company. We are started in Texas and continue to be a part of Texas. Hi, my name is Jen Lockridge. My husband Brett and I are the owners of 3barbison.com, and we are Go Texan proud.
Go Texan every day.
Well, neighbor, thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters. Hey, I hope you enjoyed learning more about cotton ginning and this powerhouse industry that drives our state's economy and keeps our rural communities strong. From the moment cotton is harvested in the field, it's the gin that does the work to transform that raw cotton into a high-quality fiber. It's an incredible process that takes the product of Texas soil and turns it into the very fabric of our lives, literally, from cottonseed oil to cattle feed and clothing. As always, I'd like to close by saying thanks to every Texas farmer and rancher who works from sunrise to sunset to help keep our rural heritage alive. Finally, here's today's cowboy logic. You know, every man dies, but not every man lives. Live your life. Thank you. God bless. And remember, friends, Texas Agriculture Matters.
Salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east. All across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State.